Today on the Spiel.
I saw a lot of unfolding of my identity when I started serving kids in the inner city and serving the moms of the kids in the inner city, because the moms were a lot like my mom.
The sockeye is a plankton and krill eater, and so it's not a predator. So it is a very high in keratin and omega-3s and omega fatty acids, that it is one of the best fish that you can possibly eat for your health.
It was real important to me to build the world's largest man-made rotating moon and put it on top of the building.
It just made sense, right?
Sure.
So you like the sun, because you've got the solar panels. Do you want to use the sun to power the moon?
Correct.
This is the Spiel.
I'm here today and all I hear is how I'm chasing crazy dreams. They'll see, 'cause I've got perfect songs and melodies just waiting to come out of me, and you'll sing along like, oh, whoa. Fancy words, clever lines and tales that take you back in time, and you'll sing along like, oh, whoa, and they'll know. Everyone will know. They should have believed in me.
Should have believed, baby. And welcome to the Spiel. You know, we realize that we're blessed. We get to have people in studio and we do some really cool things. We get to listen to some cool music. We get to do the kitchen fun. Julie just makes it fun, doesn't she, guys? Everybody applaud for Julie because she's not here. All right. But we do get a ton of email, because when we're out and about and we're doing things, people are always like, you know, where are you and what are you doing and those types of things. And you'll need to follow us on Instagram. You'll need to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, we've got YouTube. You just need to follow us, and then we'll keep you filled in of where we are and what we're doing. But the one thing that I think we've taken for granted that a lot of people have asked us about, and I want to answer this for them, lodging. You know, you can use any of those websites where you can go in and rent hotels. Well, what we like to do when we go to areas is we like to find unique accommodations, don't we, Rob? Yes, we do. Rob just enjoyed a, 4 or 5 level home on the beach in St. George Island. You knew it was a big deal when Rob had his own floor, like 4th floor, right? There was an elevator in the house on the beach. This thing is selling. It's on the market right now for $2 million, but here's the thing, you can stay in those homes. Oftentimes the real estate agent wants you to call and say, hey, can we try it out? And if you get a couple of your friends, and before you know it, you're paying the same price that you would in a hotel room. So always research those types of things. Unique accommodations anymore, we've stayed in huts, tents, tree houses. I mean, now there's so many cool things out there, and we say it, igloos. I mean, we say it all the time on this show that, you know, often the journey is the destination. So we encourage you to find some of those unique accommodations. Of course, we love the boutique hotels. We'll show you some scenes from those. Again, just hotels that are off the beaten path. It's not the cookie cutter experience that so many people have. You know, they've grown accustomed to that, and there's nothing wrong with it, because there are some great hotels out there. But don't be afraid to try those boutique options. Don't be afraid to try some of the homes that are out there. Now the tree houses and like Rob said, the igloos, and I mean, there's just all sorts of things out there. And then we want you to send us some pictures of your experience, and who knows, maybe we'll just follow in right behind you. How about that? Okay. Also, if you are a talent, if you sing, if you dance, if you rap, I think we're going to have some rapping on the show today. Email us, because we'd like to get you on as a guest. Spiel on, that's Angie@spielon.com. So, anything else before we get to our show? No? Really? You're always so full of it, and then we get in the show and nobody has a thing to say. Definitely full of it. Okay, we'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
There was a little girl that asked to see my yearbooks, and this is what she saw in all of my yearbooks. And she said, I can't find you. And I took the yearbooks, and I was appalled that she couldn't find me, because I had all these different last names and my face was scratched off of all my pictures. And I don't remember doing it.
Coming up later in the show.
This is the real deal here.
Okay, look at that, how beautiful that is.
Wild sockeye salmon.
Yeah.
There's not another fish in the world that has that color.
Been in this business for my entire life. I was dragging feed sacks when I was in grade school and not big enough to carry them. My grandfather sold buggies. Today we're a Kubota dealership. We don't handle feed anymore, but we do carry a large variety of products.
Now get the new Kubota Sidekick for 0 down and payments as low as $196 per month. See dealer for details.
I have a lot of employees that have been here 15 plus years. We have plenty of experience and knowledge to help you with your needs.
Your Kubota dealer, FB Maca Foods.
Someone said to find a man's true character, play golf with him. Likewise, to experience the true character of the region, you should play its golf courses. From the old oaks of Crab Orchard Golf Club to the hills of Kokopelli, across the shores of Pine Lakes to the links at Stardust. Find a challenging and diverse range of play that you can only experience when you visit SI.
We can all agree that time is by far our most valuable resource. The pace of life today makes saving time more important than ever. With the Bank of Heron new mobile app, you can deposit checks, transfer funds, or keep track of transactions and balances all from your phone. Use your Bank of Heron debit card with the new mobile app and save even more time for the things that matter most. Available now. Download on Apple Store or Google Play. The Bank of Heron. It's not just a bank, it's a relationship.
Our guest today, Michelle Raby, the book To Be Known When Hurt Finds Healing and Identity is Rewritten. That's a mouthful, but it means a lot, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Thank you so much for being here. The story is one of heartbreak, but we hear all the time, get busy rewriting your story. You know, every day you're in charge of the next chapter. And I think that's maybe how you approach this project.
For sure.
Let's back up, and it all has to begin somewhere. So let's talk about that road leading here.
Yeah, so really when we started on the journey of writing the book, I just had started telling my story fully. And just somebody said, hey, let's go back to the beginning and really make a roadmap of your life.
Sure.
And so that's what we did. And we wrote and we wrote and we wrote. And we ended the book on my son's birth, just because we started with my birth, and it was such a really rough beginning for me.
Right.
And we ended it on a positive note of saying, like, man, look what God did. Like,
No doubt.
he gave me this son, and then I got, and then we continued to write because I restored the relationship with my mom, and that was it was a really hard relationship.
Sure.
And the book was done, and then we actually opened it up again and continued to write, and we actually ended the book on my mom's passing, which was really heartbreaking, but also looking at God and saying, man, God, like, you restored this relationship. And she ended her life well. And whenever you see someone come out of such darkness and you see God really restore their life, their relationships, and saying, you get this big gift at the end of your life.
Absolutely.
It was a really good way to end the book. So
you're a leader in your church,
Yep.
and it's a big church, auditorium style. And I remember I visited the church, and seeing you up on this stage, you're beautiful. You have a beautiful family. You look like a lady that just has it all. And to learn that there are so many layers. Your life, as far back as you could remember, growing up all those years in all these different identities, fueled with drug abuse and your loved ones in and out of prison and being tossed into situations that were anything but good. And my hope is for you that there were fleeting moments, but you can tell you've been through a lot.
right.
And to survive, you hang on to something. What was it for you in those different stages? What were you hanging on to?
Okay, so when you look at the pictures,
Right.
if I may, so there was a moment in 2000, I think it was like 2009. I was in California. I had went there to start ministry. I was in discipleship program, and there was a little girl that asked to see my yearbooks. And this is what she saw in all of my yearbooks. And she said, I can't find you. And I took the yearbooks, and I was appalled that she couldn't find me because I had all these different last names and my face was scratched off of all my pictures. And I don't remember doing it, but it was a moment where I was like, God, can you reveal to me like what was going on? And when I started doing the roadmap and going back to the beginning, you see abuse, you see abandonment, you see heartbreak, you see all of these different things. And I'm like, no wonder I scratched my face off. Like, I never had a dad. My mom was in and out of my life. Like, I was tossed around and all of those things. And so I was just on a mission really to put the beauty back in the little girl, not as a beautiful person, because people would look at me and say I have it all together, but saying like, truly, who am I? Like, I'm not these last names, I'm not these scratched off faces. That's who I thought I was. But just saying, okay, I want to put the beauty back, but I also want to give people hope for their own identity.
Absolutely.
And so that was like a real mission for me. And it started with me, but really I saw a lot of unfolding of my identity when I started serving kids in the inner city and serving the moms of the kids in the inner city, because the moms were a lot like my mom. And then the kids were a lot like me. Like, they went hungry, they went without, they lived in drug infested homes. And so as I started to serve them, I remember journaling one day and God saying, Michelle, when you serve them, you're gonna find a lot of healing in your own life, and it's gonna come through me, but it's gonna come through your serving. And so I really started encouraging people that were really struggling to say, hey, if you go out and serve those that are like you, you're gonna find healing in that. And so that was like one part of it. And then the other part was when my husband proposed. There was a lot of healing in that, in a sense of like, I never really knew who I was, because my birth certificate said one thing, these books said another. I just had a last name Purcell because that was my mom's 5th husband's last name. So it was all of these different things. So when my husband proposed, it was a moment where he said, Michelle, God wants me to gift you a last name so you have that identity that you've always been searching for.
Wow.
And so,
how could you say no to that?
Right? So I was like, yes. But on our wedding day, I just remember walking towards him and thinking, like, this is a new beginning, a new identity. I don't know what it'll look like. You know, motherhood came after that, and always struggling with, man, who am I going to be as a mom, because I never really had a mom, or different things. But God just really held me through all of that and showed me through other mothers and different things like that. So that's what I would say in this book, just really going back and saying, who was I, who am I, and God, who do you want me to be? And oftentimes when I mentor people, girls specifically, and oftentimes kids in juvenile hall or different things like that, I just say, man, you have a story like this, but like, your identity isn't fixed on that. So let's go back to the beginning and really rewrite it and ask God, like, what hurts have you been through that can really help other people?
Absolutely. Start building on that beauty. I love the way you describe it. You know, you didn't, it wasn't that you didn't want to be these people, you just knew that this was not you, and you were not done writing the story. I think your story is going to be so impactful, and I think people will be able to connect to you, and I'm so excited the way that you describe it, that every single day, you know, you're probably still overcoming some of those things, and like you said, layers still continue to be peeled back. But I think the hope is that there is hope. Yes. And tomorrow is always a new day, right?
For sure, for sure.
Well, I know people are going to want to connect to you and find you. You're on social media, or how do they find the book and reach out?
I have a website, michelleraby.com, and tells more about my story. You can get my book on there, and then I'm on Instagram, Michelle Raby, and then on Facebook too, Michelle Raby. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Great story, and we'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
What I would like to do is talk about the health benefits of eating wild salmon or wild fish, seafood, if you will. And so I have brought in a doctor to talk to us.
Coming up later in the show.
Remember the rap that you were attempting? Let's wrap it out. What you got?
No. I'm not rapping. No, I'm not gonna rap.
Do you rap? I do. Give it up. See, she's not scared. Look at Polly go. Here she is.
Welcome back to U.S. Farm Report this weekend on the road in Carbondale, Illinois.
American Farm, in conjunction with Legence Bank and SIU, present the future of agriculture.
This is an opportunity to be able to help producers in these times of challenging margins.
Ask the Analyst, featuring a live taping of the U.S. Farm Report.
Bringing in some nationally renowned market experts.
A big thanks to American Farm Mortgage, Legence Bank for having us out
at the SIU Student Center Ballroom. Admission is free.
I'm Derek Joplin. I'm the welding instructor and the program manager. The virtual welding machines, they are able to grade you to a fuller scale. Of course, as a new student comes in, they're not used to welding. They won't take the heat. It's just really good to have them start out on that. Well, the benefits of these machines would be low material cost. The way it is set up, it is amazing of how accurate it is.
To find out more about the Spiel or even watch past episodes, visit spielon.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Lasse Sorensen. I'm here today with my two good friends and guests, Tony and Heather from Wild Alaska Salmon and Seafood. You know, you have such incredible products, so let's talk about some of the stuff that you have brought with us today. So we are showing the majority of your products here, right?
That's correct. So the primary thing that I am responsible for is the wild sockeye and the wild king salmon. And these are fish that I personally catch in Alaska on my boat, and then I bring back to our processing plant. We process them.
But that's really unique though. So you fish the product, you process the product, you sell the product.
Directly to our customers,
that is what
yes.
makes your business outstanding.
You know, it's very rare in the seafood industry to be able to find the connection to bring the exact seafood right to your door, that you know where it came from. To know who caught your fish is so unusual in this industry. This is the wild sockeye here. I have it in small portions and I have it in large fillets. And then also the king salmon here, which is just an amazing fish. Everything is so diverse.
But let's talk about the difference between a sockeye salmon and a king salmon. I think a lot of people don't know that there's different species there, and it means something how it cooks up as well, right?
Absolutely. The sockeye is a plankton and krill eater, and so it's not a predator. So it is a very high in carotene and omega-3s and omega fatty acids, that it is one of the best fish that you can possibly eat for your health. Okay. The king salmon is equally as good for you. However, it has even more fat. It's a predator, and so everything that gets in front of it, it likes to eat. Shrimp and prawns.
But that changes the flavor, so it becomes really a flavor preference, I think, for each individual palate, right?
Correct.
Yes. Well, let's go ahead and get some of this beautiful fish out of the packages and talk a little bit about the quality that you have. Let's take some of it out of the package and take a look at it.
What do you want to try first?
This is where I'll step out. This is starting to cook and prep. I'm on the cleanup crew only.
What do you want to try first? You want to do the
yeah, let's get that up there because I'm going to cook with that whole side there later.
Okay.
So the color is also another way you can tell wild salmon from farm-raised salmon, right?
That's right.
It's always a much nicer color.
This is the real deal here.
Okay, look at that, how beautiful that is.
Wild sockeye salmon.
Yeah.
There's not another fish in the world that has that color.
No, I mean this is very unique. Let's just go over the products you have here, Tony.
So what I have here, this is the wild Alaska halibut here, and this is the sablefish or black cod, and this is the Pacific cod, ling cod, and then this is a rockfish here, and this is the ahi tuna. And then of course here we have Dungeness crab, and we have the royal red shrimp, and then here is one of my signature things, which is the lox that's made in Anchorage from Alaska sausage.
Okay, what I would like to do is talk about the health benefits of eating wild salmon or wild fish, seafood, if you will. And so I have brought in a doctor to talk to us about that. So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back with Sarah Altamimi.
What if I told you it's possible to capture the sun, to hold it in your hand, to pour it, to experience it? Here, the sun shines on hand-tended vineyards and is barreled and stored in underground tunnels. And when you're ready, it's mixed with all the live music and atmosphere you can handle. It's not only possible to catch the sun and bottle it, but there's a place where it's already done for you. To find out more, visit si.com.
Kitchen, bathroom, and flooring. It's all here at Home Improvement Warehouse.
We have 40,000 square feet of kitchen, bath, and flooring products. We stock cabinets. We have some special order. They get here within 2 weeks. All our cabinets are all wood, fully assembled, very high quality, and we're much, much cheaper than anywhere else around.
I am back in the Home Improvement Warehouse kitchen with Captain Tony and Heather, and I have invited Sarah Altamimi in here, who is an infectious disease doctor, because we're going to talk to you about the health benefits of eating wild seafood, natural seafood, because as you know, Tony, there's a lot of that fish out there that we buy that is pumped with antibiotics and farm raised, and it's not good for you.
That's right. I mean, you are what you eat, and you know, when you're eating stuff that you don't know where it came from or disease, I mean, it is, it's scary out there.
Yeah. So antibiotics in food. You see patients, I'm sure, that comes in and they can't be treated because they're eating all this food with antibiotics in it already.
That is true. The first antibiotic was discovered in 1982.
Okay.
And didn't take us that long to use it in animals. These farms that use these antibiotics for animals who are not sick, just to promote healthy, bigger animals faster. And that what caused the development of the resistant bugs. But if you don't have an infection, and I give you an antibiotic right now, the antibiotic will kill the bacteria, except the bacteria that is resistant to. So the resistant bacteria will start replicating.
And that's why it's important to eat food with no antibiotics in it.
That's what happens in animal as well. So if you give animals preventative antibiotic or even treatment antibiotics, the resistant bacteria will start replicating and will be more. There's a study from Arizona University talking about the amount of antibiotic used in specifically fish. The study showed that when they tested them afterward, that there's elements of antibiotics in these fish that we actually consume. And that's why we would recommend that people try to get the fresh produce that has no antibiotic.
And so something that happens when somebody eats a lot of protein that has antibiotics in it, then they're running themselves at risk for potentially building up a resistant bacteria.
Bacteria that will cause it.
Yeah.
1 in 5 people who are infected by resistant bacteria actually got it from the food we consume.
No kidding. That's
Really?
very, very interesting.
Yes. And resistant bacteria causes about 2 million infections per year in the United States, and 2,300 of these people die from these infections.
Wow.
I want to thank everybody today for coming in. I thought this was a fun little discussions we had. And Tony, thank you very much. Heather, Sarah, it was great. It's a totally new concept. You know, we got a fisherman, we got a chef, and a doctor here at the same time. So I think we can convey really to the public how important it is to eat well. And remember, food is a peacemaker, and be kind to somebody else. Cook him a piece of wild salmon tonight at home.
Coming up on The Spiel.
Jumping amazing sweet. She's singing, darling, 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 when we gonna get out of here?
Coming up later in the show.
Just recently opened Delmar Hall, an 800 capacity concert nightclub, right next to the Pageant concert nightclub, which is 2,000 plus capacity.
Yes.
And Blueberry Hills Duck Room, where Chuck Berry performed 209 monthly concerts, is 340 capacity. So bands of all levels can come through. It really is the live music center of St. Louis.
We love making new friends. Visit us online at facebook.com/Spiel On. The Spiel presents You're On, 100% original new music.
Hi, I'm Jeremy T. McConaughey.
And I am Polly Launay.
And this song is called The Ballad of J. Mac Honky and Jonky May. It goes like this. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Cooking something sweet. Jamie come kids writing songs, couldn't pay no bills this week. She's singing, darling, 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 when we gonna get out of here? She was like, baby, don't you worry about it. I got your
you.
You're watching The Spiel.
Introducing the all-new Legence Bank app.
We really try to be on the cutting edge.
With all the conveniences you already love, like 24/7 access, account transactions, online bill pay, but now with even more powerful tools like mobile deposit for true banking on the go, Spin, making person-to-person payments easy, and smart tools like Go Focus to help you visualize your financial profile and plan for the future.
Our app is very popular.
It's the next best thing to banking with us in person. Download the Legence Bank app from the App Store or Google Play.
Serving you since 1966, Larry's Trailer Sales invites you to come RVing with us, visiting popular destinations throughout Southern Illinois. Little Grassy Campground, Devil's Kitchen Lake, Bald Knob Cross. With hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes, Larry's Trailer Sales is also a leader in parts and service, even providing roadside assistance. Home of RV Warranty Forever, Larry's Trailer Sales, just off 148 in Mulkeytown, Illinois, and online at larrystrailersales.com.
What we're about is a place to gather, a place to have fun, share family experiences with great food. You can order online for pickup or delivery. You can come in, dine in. We do accommodate large groups. Future holds more poly eyes. As long as people are willing to come, we're willing to serve.
Polly, Jeremy, you are on. How does it feel?
Feels good to be
Does it?
on. Yeah.
You guys are fun. I mean,
you.
that was a lot.
Thank you.
I think that's how I described it.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And that's what you want to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that
if
gets
it's a
crowds
good thing.
excited.
It's not worth doing if you're not having fun.
There it is. See, I like that. You heard it right here on the spiel. Now, listen, I know that you're a diverse group. Now, you did some traveling before, and you were actually on another instrument. Give us the backstory.
I played drums. That's like my principal instrument. So I played drums for a long time in a few bands that like traveled out. And in a totally different scene of music too. It was probably more your like emo, screamo type stuff.
Emo,
but I was a lot
screamo.
younger. So
There it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
but super fun to play on drums.
Awesome.
But yeah, I just kind of got tired of being the guy not writing the songs. And I got to a different place than the guys that I was traveling with and stuff, and I just decided I want to write my own music and sing my own music. And
Very
so,
nice.
Yeah.
And listen, I love you, Charlie Daniels, but this one, I mean, listen, you ain't got nothing on her. She's that good. I mean, did you hear her? She is good. How long did that craft take to perfect?
I've been playing violin for about 31 years, so long time, but I love all styles of music. I do a lot of classical, jazz, bluegrass, country, pop.
You do
hip-hop.
change it up, don't
Yeah,
you?
I love it all.
Wow.
I think jazz is my favorite though.
That is awesome. How did you two find one another, and is this a regular scene?
Rail, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
There's
actually.
an open mic in Centralia, Illinois.
Okay.
It's like Rail Room. I think it's
the Rail
Room.
Coffee Room
Yeah.
in Centralia, and they have open mics
She played,
once a month.
I think, like a couple artists before me. So when I recorded, I usually just played acoustic before I recorded. When I recorded, I did it full band.
Sure.
So I was like, I need violin on this one song. So I went up and asked her if she would just mind.
That's
and I was like, do
awesome.
you want to rehearse it first? I wanted to rehearse it
She's
first.
like, I've been doing this
Nope,
30
she
years,
did
I'm
it. Yeah,
good.
and it
Let's
was
go.
great. It was really fun. And
That's
so we've
awesome.
done a few other things since. And it's
This is
gone really
just
well.
this is a whole new dynamic. I think when you perform,
Oh, yeah.
like you said, you just needed that, and you were
Yeah,
looking for
yeah.
that, and it really just it rounds it out, and it's attention grabbing because it's not something that everybody walks in with.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
not in this area anyway.
Yeah.
So what is it that you guys aspire to do? You have a wonderful sound. I don't even know if you can classify it, or where do you put yourself genre-wise?
I mean, my stuff all says like indie, folk, Americana.
Got it.
Because I'm super into like indie. I mean, my favorite artist right now is Father John Misty. I like Shaky Graves, Tallest Man on Earth.
Okay.
I'm a huge Radiohead fan.
And you're nodding because you must have
Yeah,
some
oh
agreement
yeah,
there.
I
Okay.
enjoy all of that.
Okay.
So we have a lot of similar tastes.
Good.
Yeah.
What's the one title? It's a mouthful. I can't even recall.
Ballad of J. McConaughey and John May?
Yes. Okay, what is all of that
J.
about?
McConaughey was, when I used to travel around with these bands, we would get bored like in the back of the van and stuff, and we would just all do like horrible rapping, you know, just try to whatever.
Perfect.
And I got dubbed like J. McConaughey because I feel like I was like the whitest of all of it. Also because I loved a lot more of like the old honky tonk and stuff like that. So J. McConaughey, and then so I was writing this song, and just at the time I was trying to think of a name of like I was like J. McConaughey, Jonky May.
That is
so that was like
is that like a little Pig Latin reference, perhaps? Like not really.
No, I don't even know how. I don't know how it came, but it just kind of worked. And when I was writing the song, and I was
That's
like,
awesome.
J. McConaughey.
Do you remember the rap that you were attempting?
No, I rap all the time.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a big.
Well, give me a little bit.
I'd have gotten no, I'm not about.
You got
to
none?
do that, no.
All right. How about the little experience that's gone on here today? The spiel, Angie. You know, you got Polly as a reference. Let's wrap it out. What you got?
No. I'm not rapping. No, I'm not gonna rap.
He just shut me down, didn't he? I mean, normally when cameras are rolling, I can get people to do most about anything.
My girlfriend would kill me.
She would. Okay. All right.
She despises my
Well,
rap.
I mean, how do we know?
Just trust her.
Have you heard him rap?
I haven't.
Yeah, you don't want to. That's not good.
It's
I promise you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you rap?
I do.
Give it up. See, she's not scared. Look at Polly go. Here she is.
Go to my YouTube page.
Shameless.
No, I do. I do a lot of like pop white girl rap.
Let me hear just a little, and then we'll send them to your YouTube.
Okay. Let's see here.
Forget
that 313 and from that 618 from Southern IL, yeah, get that straight. A white girl making beats, dropping heat, throwing dope rhymes before you can even speak. Yeah, so.
That right there, girl. I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, that's cool. Hey, I know people are going to want to know more. So how do they find each of you collaboratively? What are we, do we have to go and search independently right now? Okay.
Like Facebook is just facebook.com/Jeremy T. McConaughey. Instagram.
T, don't forget that.
T, don't
Jeremy
forget
T.
the T.
McConaughey.
We're all over Instagram.
There it is. You heard it here first.
Okay.
All right, thanks so much. You guys are great.
having us.
Take care.
And we'll be right back.
The Spiel, Saturdays at 11 on Fox 23.
I'm Bob Davenport, broker owner of Realty Central. Our area, our MLS board, it covers 26 counties. So I have agents that cover a lot of the areas. I've got Jackson, Williamson, Union County. I have agents that work in Williamson County. I have an agent that lives in Franklin County. I have an agent that covers Perry and Randolph County. I've got 21 people here working in the office, and we call it the Realty Central team. Everybody's willing to help one another. I have excellent office staff that's got a friendly voice when you call. My company, we all work together, and we help one another out. It's all about customer service. You know, you don't take care of your client, somebody else will. We're a locally owned company. They're putting the hours in. People say, what are my hours? And I work when they don't. So when they're not working, it's when we're working. Then we're working in the background also. Kind of help them out step by step and tell them what's going on. If you're deciding whether you want to list or you want to buy, give us a call. We'll meet you in the office. We'll meet somewhere that's convenient for you. Realty Central, faces you know, people you trust. Find us at realtycentralhomes.com.
Probably the most important thing in medicine is to have a home, a place where you can come and be seen and get treatment for minor or serious conditions. My name is Dr. Harry Carter. I see patients in very different situations and circumstances, and at all times trying to make a difference in their lives. One should not feel like they can't come in with a problem and allow us to help them fix it. Come in, I think that'd be the best way and the easiest way. We'd love to have patients join us, and we'd love to help serve them.
Visit us at crhpc.org.
You're watching The Spiel.
You know, this is our favorite thing to do, is to take the spiel on the road, and we're in a very special place now with a very special individual. Joe Edwards, thanks so much for being with us today.
I'm happy to.
And we're inside the lovely Moonrise Hotel. There's just, I'm not even sure you can put into words this hotel. And this is your vision.
Yeah, it's different. It's a one-of-a-kind, four-diamond hotel, but I love whimsical things and I love unique things. So I decided in the Delmar Loop, which is designated one of the 10 great streets in America by the American Planning Association, to build a hotel that's independent and yet very fun.
Yes.
And it was real important to me to build the world's largest man-made rotating moon and put it on top of the building.
It just made sense, right?
Sure.
So you like the sun, because you've got the solar panels. I learned from Nancy that you want to use the sun to power the moon.
Correct.
That's it, right?
Yeah, it's probably the greenest hotel in America, because this room that we're in right now, the Twilight Room, the entire roof and ceiling are made of solar panels.
Yeah.
No other hotel in the country does that. It supplies about 25% of the power for the entire hotel.
So smart and such a positive footprint. I was also reading even down to the unused soap in the rooms.
Yes.
You have a use for that.
Yes, it's recycled, sterilized, and sent to third world countries that really need it. We have an electric car charging station on the courtyard. That's the first hotel in St. Louis to do that.
Yeah.
And just all sorts of nice things.
You know, aside from the coolest interview outfit I think I've ever had before me, you are just an incredible man. I've read your story, and this is just one small part of everything that you've done. Who is Joe Edwards? How did you get to this point?
Well, it's partly by chance. When I opened Blueberry Hill, the very first place I ever opened, I realized within a week if I didn't start working on the area that Blueberry Hill wouldn't succeed.
The Delmar Loop area
Right.
of St. Louis, okay.
Right. And just little by little, things happen. I never thought it would go this far, but I'm really having fun. I really try to create places where people can kind of put their troubles behind them for 2 hours or 3 hours, or in a hotel case overnight.
Yes.
And then, relax and enjoy life.
I love that. And, you know, it's not that you wanted to come in and tear things down and such. I see a lot of restoration. I see a lot of positivity in that a community has also joined you in your efforts.
Yeah, a lot of people have joined in. I'm really proud of the renovations that I've done on various buildings, in addition to building new ones. Both are difficult to do, but if you do them first class, and I believe strongly in doing it that way, because they'll last for a century or longer, and not just kind of a cheap way to do something.
If you're going to do anything, do it right, right? So you're also behind the amazing trolley cars that you see now. I mean, and that's an effort that's underway currently?
It is, yeah. 2 of the 3 cars are up and running by the end of the summer, or midsummer. All 3 will be. It's really wonderful in so many ways. First of all, the cars are heritage cars. They're historic, refurbished ones with accessible lifts put on them and all. But they're just stunningly beautiful, with 2 tones of woodwork in the seats and all, and brass fittings. And they connect the Delmar Loop to Forest Park, which is the #1 city park in the United States. Bigger than Central Park.
Yeah.
And all the wonderful attractions there, like the zoo and the science center and the art museum and the Missouri History Museum. It's just a wonderful street. So you can just come here, stay at the Moonrise Hotel, visit the different restaurants and shops, and then take the trolley to Forest Park and see what you want to see there.
And very soon we'll have the golf option. And what else are you working on? There's something else as far as entertainment underway.
Well, it just recently opened Delmar Hall, an 800 capacity concert nightclub, right next to the Pageant concert nightclub, which is 2,000 plus capacity.
Yes.
And Blueberry Hill's Duck Room, where Chuck Berry performed 209 monthly concerts, is 340 capacity. So bands of all levels can come through. It really is the live music center of St. Louis.
That is wonderful. And now we're going to put all of this into context. A very exciting milestone coming up. We want to talk about people landing on the moon, and there's kind of a significant anniversary on our heels.
The 50th anniversary of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and Mike Collins going to the moon for the first time, and Neil Armstrong setting foot on the moon.
Right.
Whoa. I mean, just the what it took, steel nerves and just a lot of knowledge, a lot of chance taking in order to do it. We were so afraid, the United States was so afraid the Russians were going to get there first. It was going to be Apollo 12. No, let's just do it. Forget the safety. We're going to go for it.
Right.
And they did it, and miraculously.
What is it recently where people are beginning to doubt it? Have you heard any gibber about that?
Yeah, I think people have had fun with conspiracy theories that
Right,
done in
exactly.
Hollywood studio. But I guess they're just discounting the other times people went to the moon too.
Correct.
There have been 12 moonwalkers.
Right, right.
And in fact, at the Moonrise Hotel, in the various display cases I have, all 12 of their photographs and autographs are there. And one of the rarest space items of all, a patch taken to the moon the very first time, is in the lobby display case with all 3 signatures and a handwritten letter from Mike Collins. He's the astronaut that stayed and circled the moon to pick Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong back up.
Incredible.
And bring them safely back to Earth.
And is this all your private collection? Because anywhere you go in the hotel, you see little intricacies and such. How did you get your hands on all this stuff?
A lot of it just collecting. I've just been a collector all my life of pop culture things, and in this case, lunar related and space related, or flight related things.
Right.
So yeah, I just enjoy it. And I think people enjoy the three-dimensional display cases that I have at my various places.
Yes.
And not just artwork on a wall. There's a lot of artwork here too. But all the figurines, and I love mixing the rare with just the fun stuff like Christmas ornaments of Santa in a rocket ship or something, and that's in the same display case as an astronaut's statue.
I think Lego is in the process of devising something for this anniversary, so we're going to make a plea that they send something here to the hotel because you'll put it on display, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be great.
Anything else that you want people to know? Obviously, we want them to come and experience the Delmar Loop and see the vibrancy and the excitement surrounding it. The hotel is a must experience. What else would you want people to know?
I think that there's something here for everybody. It's a very diverse area. It's not only racially and ethnically diverse in a very comfortable, casual, grassroots way through the decades, but it's age diverse, where people of all ages, from university students to older adults, feel comfortable talking about art and sports and arguing politics. And then it's economically diverse. There are people of all economic strata that live in the neighborhood.
Yes.
$50,000 homes to $1 million homes. And it's just great that way. So America should be.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
It doesn't have to cost a thing to do a random act of kindness.
These are for you, Mama.
So divided in this country right now, and it needs to stop. This eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. Love one another and let that define us as a nation. Farmers State Bank, no one serves you better.
You probably didn't know this, but in Shawnee Forest Country, a kayak can become a time machine. Each paddle stroke down the Cache River can take you farther into the past. Explore the northernmost bayou in the U.S., discover 1,000-year-old cypress trees and the rich biological diversity. Find a unique adventure along more than 15,000 acres of protected waterways. And when you've paddled deep enough for time to stand still, that's how you'll know you're in Shawnee Forest Country.
What a great show. We missed Julie, of course. And you know, another one, glad we got him in this show. We recorded at a separate time and had the house chef, Lasse Sorensen, on with us because he's been missing us. He misses you guys. And here's the thing, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Growing Media Marketing, which also produces the Spiel, is producing Chef Lasse for perhaps his own show. Huh? Did you know that, Rob? You already knew that? So big things in the works. You need to stay dialed in. You want to follow us. You want to follow him. You want to find out what's going on. And here's the other thing. Chef has opened up the idea, the possibility that if you want to come and cook with him, imagine that, a chef looking at all that you're doing, you're assembling in the kitchen. If you think you've got what it takes, who knows, you could be discovered and we may wind up producing your show. So let us know, rob@spielon.com. Should they contact you? Yeah. Yes, okay, or Stacy, we'll let Rob off the hook. So Stacy@spielon.com. So we want you to do that. We also want you to be sure to check out Michelle's book. Very inspirational. It's gonna do something for you whether you feel like you've had that hard road or not. I think the lesson there is everybody needs a helping hand. Just be there and be that person and be that guiding force for folks who need you. What else do we need to talk about? What a great You're On. Good segment there.
That was a lot of fun.
Lot of fun. Yeah, they're a fun group and they command attention because they're loud, right? We've also pointed out all the lodging options across the country, you know, in addition to those unique facilities and buildings and such that we've talked about. You know, sometimes you might find one that's an art-filled studio, or just there's tons of stuff out there. Get out there and live life and enjoy it. Which leads us to our word, okay? Word of the week. You ready? I'm going to need some help on this one, okay? Because they rarely get seen and they want to come out and they want to share, and it makes sense because the word has many, many, many syllables. Julie's not here to help me, so navigational. All right, everybody ready? Here we go. Okay. Na.
The. Gay.
Sean.
Oh.
There it is, navigational. How beautiful. And we had to leave Alec out. All right, get Alec. See, look at him. We don't want him to hurt his feelings. But anyway, we appreciate you tuning in each and every week. It's a great show. We aim to have a lot of fun. Again, we're featuring celebrities and artists and chefs. And why am I getting a rap from behind the scenes? All right. And that's another week, so we'll see you next time.
Raised to treat a girl right, and I swore I'd love the same one all my life, but I made some mistake, and I can't seem to live this down. Girl that I love, she's the one as a young boy I've been dreaming of. So now, make no mistake, it takes the right one and the right line and the right time. You'll be doing just fine. But does he look like me? If I could just say something, baby, those mistakes, well, maybe will mold me, it's true. Now it's deeper to tell me, what's the rush now? What's the rush now? Say these things, what they mean. What you thinking, boy? They got you thinking so hard. You can't please everyone, no. What you thinking, girl? They got you used up so far. What's the rush now? What's your rush now? We say these things, what they mean, I guess is anybody's. What's your rush? Don't get caught up now in someone else's life. What's the rush now? What's the rush now? Say these things, what they mean, I guess is anybody. What's the rush? Don't get caught up now in someone else's life. I woke up feeling like this gon' be my day. I got that poppin' fire every step I
Did you watch the last BTS? You haven't, did you? Because you're not a true fan. Whatever. That's the face of a guilty man.
Don't tell my boss.
He didn't watch the BTS.
Technically, I'm your boss.
Don't tell my boss.
We're getting a new sound guy in about 7 minutes.
got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling.
Hi, I'm Michelle Raby. I live in Marion, Illinois, and I work at Cornerstone Church, and I am the executive director of equipping there. Is that
Awesome.
fine?
Boom, that's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Junkie May's in the kitchen cooking something sweet. Jamie Conky's writing songs, couldn't pay no bills this week. He's singing, darling, 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 when we gonna get out of here? She was like, baby, don't you worry about it. I got your ticket here.
I am Jeremy T. McConaughey.
And I'm Polly Launay.
And you're watching The Spiel.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet. Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you.
Boom.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff. It was awesome.
I screamed through the pines and at the sky, and never answers back when I put it. She was like,